Lesson 24, the Pythagorean Theorem. Here's part 1. Find the two right triangles and label them right triangle. Then, label the right angles 90 degrees. So the first right triangle is here in box B. Write down right triangle. And label the right angle as 90 degrees. And the second right triangle is here in box D. Write down right triangle. And label this right angle as 90 degrees as well. Here's part 2. Find the lengths of the missing sides. If there's not enough information, write not enough info. Let's start with box E. Here's an equilateral triangle with 3 equal sides. And since this side measures S units, this side measures S units as well, and this side measures S units as well. Now for box F. Here we have an isosceles triangle with 2 equal sides. Since this side measures 7 units, this side measures 7 units as well. But we don't have enough information to figure out this side, so write down not enough info. Now for box G. Again, we have an isosceles triangle with 2 equal sides. Since this side measures y units, this side measures y units as well. Finally, box H. Here we have a scalene right triangle, and we don't have enough information to figure out this side yet. So write not enough info yet. Let's move on to part 3. Students are going to follow along with their instructor to learn about the Pythagorean theorem. And here's a little secret. You've already learned how to use the Pythagorean theorem in lessons 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. Let's take care of step 1. Make sure you're working with a right triangle just like this. So write down right triangle. Here's step 2. Label the sides A, B, and C. Side A is the shortest, and side C is the longest. Side C is called the hypotenuse. It is the longest side and is opposite from the right angle. It does not touch the right angle. So here's the right angle. Opposite of the right angle is the hypotenuse, and this is side C. So write down C, and let's label this hypotenuse. This is the shortest side, so this is side A. This is side B. And once again, the longest side is side C, and that's known as the hypotenuse. Here's step 3. Solve using the formula a squared plus b squared equals c squared, just like in lesson 20. Let's finish up part 3. Here it says, use the Pythagorean theorem to find the length of the missing side. Use the workspace to the right. So here, we know that side C is 10 units long, side B is 8 units long, and we don't know the length of side A. So let's use the Pythagorean theorem to figure it out. Let's write down a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And we're going to substitute 8 for b right here. And we'll substitute 10 for c right here. Let's go to the next line. Here we have a squared plus, here is b squared. And since we know that b equals 8, instead of writing b squared, we'll write down 8 squared equals, here we have c squared. And since we know that c equals 10, instead of writing c squared, we'll write down 10 squared. Let's simplify. Here we have a squared plus 64 equals 100. Let's subtract 64 from both sides of the equation. Here we're left with a squared equals 36. We need to get a by itself, and right now we have a squared, so let's take the square root of a squared. Whatever you do to one side of the equation, do the same thing on the other side of the equation. Here, the square root of a squared is a. Here's the equal sign. The square root of 36 is 6. So our final answer is a equals 6. So the length of side A is 6 units.